it's me, Kia. Welcome to Tip for Tap Tarot, where I'm going to give you a tip from Spirit for a tap on the like and subscribe button. So today, where the tip is actually going to be about trusting your gut. Should you trust your gut? Why you should trust your gut? How you can kind of better understand the situation that you're dealing with, and how you can move forward, and what you should do. Alright, so Spirit, please give us the highest, truest, and best messages for my viewer. I'm going to do a specific spread. I'm going to put them down, face down, and we're going to kind of like flip them over one at a time. And then we'll probably add some clarifying cards at the end there. So, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so the trust your gut. So the first card is for your feelings on the situation. Hold on. The next card is going to be how accurate your perception is. This one's going to be how you can understand what's going on better. This is why you should trust your gut for the next card. And then that one will be for what you can do moving forward. Okay, so let's start with this one. So what are your feelings on the situation? What's the situation you're feeling? Okay, so you're like Queen of Swords energy, okay? So this is, you're very much using your head over your heart here in this situation. You're definitely being much more logical. I wish my camera was like, there we go. I feel like you want the truth. You might not even want to speak the truth. You definitely, like, so you might actually want a conversation with somebody. You want the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You might, again, want to speak the truth. You're definitely not, that could be it. Like, maybe you're being like, ooh, should I tell them how I really feel? Or should I not? Should I demand the truth? This is like the Queen of Swords here is, I mean, she's a really great communicator, incredibly intelligent, and like just really sharp, you know? There's a sense of feeling guarded because her sword's up, so you might even be in kind of an energy that's very cold, maybe even a little harsh. You could be feeling like a bitch. You know, the Queen of Swords can be like that. As we go, we'll kind of figure out if that's warranted or not. But yeah, you're in the Queen of Swords energy. You're just like, you're not putting up with any bullshit. You want to know the truth. You're only going to say the truth if you speak at all. And you might even be feeling like you might want to cut someone right off. You might not even want to like deal with the person or the situation at all anymore. Might be done with it. And so that's how you're feeling. Alright? So this card is how accurate is your perception. Temperance. Oh yeah. So I would say your perception is right on. You actually are being, you're like, if you're angry, and I feel like this kind of feel like immediately I was like kind of irritated and angry. And so I feel like you're putting a really, like you're tempering your anger, you know? You're trying to be fair. And you don't want to like It's also it's like, okay, if I'm going to tell someone how I really feel and what I'm thinking about it, I don't want to, like, just be needlessly rude. Like, the Queen of Swords is going to be blunt. Like, you're feeling blunt. You're not going to sugarcoat things, but that doesn't mean that you're going to, like, go off the handle and flip out. And it's also like trying, again, what I said about head over heart. It's like, okay, so, this is how I'm feeling, but I need to also be logical about it, and I want to make sure that I communicate what I'm thinking and feeling clearly. And I think you're also, if you're mad at a person or you want some kind of truth from the person, I feel like you're very much trying to balance, you're trying to be fair, trying to make sure that you don't become, like, really toxic and mean. And it's like trying to, like, recognize your feelings, but also keep, how he has one foot in the water, one foot on, on the ground here. It's like trying to also be, like, grounded, realistic. I think there's also trying to have a sense of positivity about it. Her crown here, whoops, is made of butterflies. So it's also trying to be, like, have some kind of positive. So yeah, I would say your perception of the situation is right on. All right, let's keep going. So how can you understand better what's going on? Ooh, and we've got strength. Could be dealing with a fire sign, Leo, for strength, or it could be a Sagittarius, or, an Aries, or whatever. It doesn't have to be at all. You could even be one. So how can you better understand the situation? And I feel like this is exactly what you're trying to do here, is that you're trying to be strong. You want to be truthful, but I think that you also want to be, like I said, fair. You want to be compassionate, because that's what the strength card is about. It's also about, this woman, she's opening this lion's mouth, but you notice that she's not, like, wrestling it. She's not, like, tying it down and beating it or whatever, Very gently is she able to open this lion's mouth, and his tail is tucked between his legs. So this is about being strong in the heart, following your heart as well. Actually, true strength is following your heart. You might be... Now, this also could be about pride. So at this point, I don't really see I don't know if you're dealing with a person or if it's just about, like, I don't know exactly what it is about yet, but I could understand the situation is, like, do you have too much pride to admit the truth, to speak it? Or are you dealing with somebody who has a lot of pride, somebody who has a big ego, And I think, though, that you're not in that energy, because your perception is, like, the temperance here. So I think that you're actually trying to not have a big ego. Trying to really use your mind and logic, like, am I right? Am I wrong? What's fair? What's not fair? Even though I'm getting, like, big, like, justice vibes just because of the sword here, it reminds me of that. And it also, Queen of Swords could be an air sign, like a Libra, so, it's like balance, being fair, not having too big of an ego, not being too prideful. Can you admit when you're wrong? You might have had an argument with a person, potentially. Yeah, so the situation does call for compassion. It calls for being, like, strong, but, like, a gentle type of strength, which I think is what you're doing. It's like, because even if you are pissed off and maybe you don't want to fly off the handle and just, like, let it out, and, you want to be smart. You don't want to say anything that you regret, and that's the thing, is the Queen of Swords she's a queen. So, we all mess up, so we all can, like, just speak out of anger or ego or whatever, but the Queen of Swords, generally in, like, the right energy, is going to be able to temper her words and be wise in what she says. And she knows when to shut up, too. you know? Okay. So, why should you follow your gut on this situation? Ooh, the Seven of Swords. I think you should follow your gut because it's a smart thing to do. The Seven of Swords is, I mean, some people are going to, see it as like a deception. So we could say that. Maybe like you are thinking, maybe the person, you're thinking someone's lying to you. And you probably are absolutely correct then. But also, the Seven of Swords is about strategy. See, what this guy's doing here is like during a time of war, he snuck in and he stole some of their swords. Rather than take the people head on and get his ass killed, he decided to steal some of his swords. Of course, he did leave a couple behind, so there is, something to be said about like not missing details. All right, so it's about being strategic, which is exactly the kind of energy that the Queen of Swords really like embodies. Smart, wit, strategy. You should follow your gut. So if your gut says that you should avoid a confrontation, then you should. If you're trying to temper yourself and avoid like some big giant blowout argument or like, a war, let's say, then you're right to do so. Because, I mean, this guy, like, what he's trying to do is he's trying to pull one over on these people, He's trying to, like, very sneakily, like, be cunning and, so to speak, get away with something, so to speak. Now, that doesn't have to be always a negative thing. It could be. And, I mean, heck, I don't know what situation you're in. If you're in, like let's say you're in, like, some domestic abuse situation, maybe sneaking out is actually the way to go. Maybe you shouldn't be, like, telling everyone what you're going to do. Maybe you should be doing things in secret. Or this is representing someone else who's lying to you and you feel like they're trying to pull one over on you, and so thus you should. If your thought was, maybe I should cut this person right out of my life because there's something I really just, my gut says that they're lying to me or they're tricking me, then you're probably right. That's why you should trust your gut. Because it's a smart thing to do. It's literally the smart thing to do. Alright. The last one is something you need to do moving forward is you get the Queen of Wands here. Ooh, interesting. You have to be confident. You have to be confident in whatever decision that you make. I feel like, again, this is like another like fire sign. You could be dealing with a fire sign. Even again, specifically, it could be like Leo energy. I think what you need to do moving forward is follow your gut. Be smart about it. And if your gut tells you that you do need to speak the truth and say what you need to say, then yeah, you should. Being like, just temper yourself. Don't say anything you're going to regret. Tell the truth. Choose your words carefully. You can still tell the truth no matter how hard, like, even if it's a painful truth. Even if you have to tell someone, I don't want you in my life anymore. I don't want to do this anymore because you've hurt me. The truth might be painful, but it doesn't mean that you have to be rude about it, let's say. You can still have compassion and just tell them. And also be positive. See, the Queen of Wands is holding a sunflower, all right? And she's looking towards the sunflower. And sunflowers also always face the sun. So it's also look to the light, be positive, look to the truth, follow that, So yeah, follow your gut, absolutely. I agree. Alright, I'm thinking about, let's get a couple cards to clarify some stuff here. Wow. I want to know more about this situation. This is like why you should follow your gut. Why should you follow your gut? Why should you be being strategic in this situation? maybe even, I don't want to say sneaky, like, because I don't feel like it's like a betrayal type of energy, but maybe it's just like you have plans and it's like maybe you shouldn't share them with everybody, you know what I'm saying? If you're like, oh, I don't know if I should tell them that, maybe you shouldn't, because they might screw you in the end. It's like, because he's like, he went in, he grabbed the 5 swords so that the enemy wouldn't have weapons, but he left 2 behind. It's like, if you feel like you need to leave something out, leave something behind, not like literally actually, maybe it's like telling somebody, if you feel like you have to like leave a certain detail out, it's not to lie, but I mean, again, don't know what the situation exactly is, but yeah. Tell me about, why do they need to be using the 7 of Swords here? Why is, blah, hold on, I got slippery cards. The 10 of Wands. I think it's to avoid unnecessary burden. Also, like to finish something, to get something. Why should they be strategic? This is why you should follow your gut. When you're doubting your intelligence or something, too. The 5 of Swords, yeah. This is to avoid a fight. I mean, isn't that funny? He's picking up the 5 swords and going off with them. This like person, whoever this is like holding like 3 swords, right? Which 3 swords is like heartbreak and betrayal. There's like 2 swords. It's very interesting. There's some kind of detail that's missing here. You're missing something. Or there's something that... Something like that. Yeah, this is like the smart thing to do. It's like avoiding some kind of... Might be even actually avoiding a confrontation with people. Or, it's just like one of those things, like, maybe it's better left unsaid. Because it's like... Is the fight even worth it, honestly? It's like, what do they say, pick your battles? It really kind of feels like that, one of those things. Sometimes it might be better, you know what, I'm just going to move right on. Like, I don't need to deal with this crap, is what I'm getting. Alright, tell me about strength here, how you can better understand the situation. It might be like... Because, I mean, I'm wondering if it's like, are you like trying to get information from someone and they're not telling you, and it's like, here you are, like, trying to like force this out of somebody or something, and it might just not be the right thing to do. I don't think you're going to get that. Tell me about strength here. How to better understand the situation. Strength. I feel like it's just going to be never ending. It's like, it's gonna end sometime. So I said, pick your battles. Like, why fight this battle? I better understand the situation. How does they better understand the situation? Could even be dealing with children, maybe, like, or like fighting. I was literally gonna say their father. Oh my god, the Emperor. Someone has a big ego. Somebody is really full of themselves, I think. This could be, oh my god, this could be. Because the Queen of Swords is traditionally usually like an ex, like a divorced woman, a widow or something, And so this could be like an ex-husband or the father of your kids, And it's like, I don't know what's like, dude, is it worth it? Like, maybe, I don't know. I mean, obviously, if it's fighting for your kids' safety, then it's always worth it. But, I mean, it could be someone just trying to pick a fight with you. Yeah, ego. 6 of Wands. Pride. This is a Leo. Are you dealing with a Leo or something? Big energy in that. But yeah, super prideful. Someone's like seriously up on their high horse. Somebody thinks they're like crap don't stink, that they're the boss, that they know everything. They think people really admire them, and it's just like it's not. I mean, I'll tell you what. Like if your guts is avoid the fight, then you should just avoid the fight because it's not worth it. Because it's just gonna cause more burdens, more problem, more pain. It's really, really, and like no matter what, oh, this is the kind of person that you're not gonna get them to admit they're wrong. They're never gonna see your point of view. No matter how many times you tell them, they're not. It's not gonna happen. You're like it's like seriously, like this to me, the Seven of Swords is like save your words, like just save it, like just save your breath, like it's just not worth it. Wow. Why are you in the Queen of Swords energy in the first place here? Why are you feeling like this? Guarded, cold, and wanting to be strategic possibly, or I felt irritation right from the beginning when I flipped that over, like, ugh. Tell me about the Queen of Swords here. Because of kids, Six of Cups, look like children. Could be dealing with, like I said, could be dealing with the father of your kids or something. This could also be just dealing with, it could even be about your own father, you know? Oh God, maybe you want to tell your own, Nine of Pentacles, maybe you want to tell your own father off or something, or maybe, I don't know. Could be that causing problems. Yeah, I think you are single, most likely. Does seem like that would be that kind of situation. It's just like you're like over here, like beautiful, independent. You got it all together. You might be a single mom or something. And it's just like, why? Nah, you don't. It's like, don't let somebody disrupt your peace. That's kind of how I feel like you're thinking. It's like, I think I should just not bother with this. And you are correct. Yep. So how accurate is your perception here? I think it's pretty accurate. I think you're trying to temper yourself. You're trying to be fair and trying to really like honor because you know, you sometimes, I get it, you know, sometimes it feels like, oh, okay, I gotta get my piece out, you know. I gotta say what I have to say. I get it. You gotta be like true to yourself. Ten of Cups. I really do think this might have to do with family, children, community. Your perception is what's best for your family, what's best for your children. Tell me one more about why is this, how accurate your perception is. Ten of Swords, oof. I think you've like been thinking about it a lot. I think all you want is the best for your family and yourself, and you want happiness and all that, but it just, ooh, ouch. Feels like, I mean, there is some kind of like, no doubt about it, there is some kind of like betrayal, whether it happened in the past or something. There's some kind of like conniving type energy here, but it's also, you know, another, so yeah, the Ten of Swords can be, it's like rock bottom and painful or whatever, but just even thinking of the number and elementally, it's about being like, it's like overabundance, it's like mastery and wisdom and all that in the art of thought. So, which is interesting. That is such, like, I mean, that's very Queen of Swords energy. It's like very much like incredibly smart, but also she does have a heart. She has a lot of empathy and emotion and love too. She just approaches things like, you know, you think about like the Queen of Cups, who is much more, say, emotional and empathetic, and maybe is more, I don't know, like, I mean, I would imagine her being a little bit more like gentle and whatnot, and even like someone who would be more like sacrificing, I guess, because, you know, she is just incredibly empathetic and intuitive, and she relies a lot on her intuition, versus the Queen of Swords, who's gonna like rely much more on her logic and her brain, not so much the feelings, and she's gonna be a little probably more blunt. It's like your perception is like, I want it to be really good. You're afraid. I think it's like, what you're like, what's the right choice, or should I trust my gut? Here's what I want to do. I think I want to say this, or I want to not, or whatever it is that you're saying, you're in your gut that you need to make in this, if this is resonating. It's like there's that doubt, because it's like, all right, well, I really want it to be 10 of Cups, not 10 of Swords. Yeah. All right, and I'm just gonna do like one more clarify. So here's the Queen of Wands. This is what you should do moving forward. Why should you embody the Queen of Wands? Someone who's confident, positive, optimistic, charismatic, fiery, you know? Why should you embody that? Unless, of course, this is represented. I don't know. I think this is like what you should be doing, you know? I think you're dealing with somebody with a really, really, like, this person, they'll never admit that they're wrong. There's somebody who would try to win at all costs, too. Big, big ego, so much pride. Oh my God, they might even have some kind of authority. They could definitely be your father, the father of your kids. It could even be your current husband. You could even be like, oh, I don't know. All right, there you go. There's the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. That's a wife and a mother, literally, as I was saying. So yeah, this could be an ex, but it could even be a current partner. Like I said, are you thinking you'd like to leave somebody, and you're like, were you thinking you want to sneak out? Well, like I said, you know, if you're dealing with some kind of abuse, which this person looks like they could be. I mean, you know, like, that's what I'm seeing. Because you don't, oh my God. Are you dealing with like some kind of domestic abuse or something, and you want to be happy, you're afraid of that? Well, then, honey, let this be confirmation. If you feel like you literally have to sneak away, then that's what you should do. That you should trust your gut. You are perfectly capable on your own. Okay? See that? You're an Empress. You're a Queen of Pentacles here. You are a queen. The Empress is all queens in one. And if you think that's what's going to keep you and your children safe, then that's what you need to do. Be confident and trust your gut. And you can do it all on your own. You don't need somebody like that in your life who's going to make you feel like crap about yourself, or who's going to constantly fight you and make things hard. And I feel like there's I feel like you are angry, and I don't think that you've like lost your fire or whatever, but yeah, it's like almost like Well, I think I'm gonna like wrap that up, so I think that pretty much covers it. So I'm just gonna reiterate that. Yeah, trust your gut, honey. Let me know in the comments if it resonated. Bye.